everybody, this is Mitch Ferraro from F Street. I hope everyone's having an amazing day out there today. I'm the Investor Relations Manager here, and this is another episode of the Capital Gains Club. As always, I'm super excited to be having this conversation today. Today, I am with our COO, our Chief Operating Officer, Mike Doney. Super excited to have him on because I have a really good relationship with Mike in the office. Mike is like, if you need some stuff done at the office, you go to Mike. Mike is our main point of contact to make sure that everything that's going on in our office is going as smooth as possible, and we're doing the best that we can here at F Street. So, Mike, I really, really appreciate the time today. I know you're a super busy dude. But, you know, before we kind of dive in, today we're going to be talking about our Investor Summit. We're going to be talking about why we communicate here at F Street, why we try to be so transparent to our investors. But before we kind of dive into those things today, I want just a little background on you, how long you've been with F Street, what you do here, and then we'll dive into the summit.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that intro. I'm glad that I'm getting a chance to do this finally. I have not been on the show yet, so it's about time. And Mitch, I feel the same way, right? We're love having you here at F Street. So I've been with the company for just over 8 years. When I started with F Street, there were 4 of us, and I wasn't sure really what I was getting myself into at the time. But I felt like Scott had this vision for the company and for where he knew F Street could get to, and it was contagious. And so I think after a couple meetings with him, I finally was just like, you know what, I'm going for it. And I haven't looked back, and it's been great. And the ride's been super incredible. And to go from, you know, where we were with 4 employees, to the office we're in today, and the amount of staff that we have today, and the corners of the world that we hit with that staff. I'm thrilled, but I'm also I'm anxious to get to some of the things that I know we've got coming up. So that makes it even more exciting. Yeah,
and I know I've known Scott for about 10 years. I started working for the company about 2 years ago, but has always known his energy, his pace, his mindset. I mean, he is to the moon every day, right? Like, he's got some really great vision. I think he's built an amazing team here at F Street, with us, of course, obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
And
don't give him too much of the credit.
And I think it's just it's exciting to be a part of F Street right now, and like you said, for you to be able to see where you've gone from 4 employees to what it is today is incredible, and it is. It's exciting to see where we'll be able to go from here. So, and one of the things that's really exciting is our Investor Summit that we've just recently started last year. It was such a great event last year. We said this is something that we need to be doing on a yearly basis. So just, you know, let's dive into what the summit is and why we do it. So I'll kind of just give you the mic to kind of talk about what it is.
Yeah, appreciate it. Last year's event was, kind of came together because, well, it was coincidental that it came together, right? We had some projects that were kind of all breaking ground at the same time, and we had the new office space. So it all just kind of fell together, and it felt like, hey, why don't we share these events with our investor group? And the feedback we got, was so overwhelming that it turned from an inaugural to a second annual. And so the planning has been going on for a while now. I feel like there's a lot of team members involved this year in putting this event on. So it will be bigger and better. I can promise you that. But I think one of the reasons that we were so excited about putting this event on again this year was just really this concept of, when you're investing with a company or you're investing with people, and I can promise you, we get a lot of investors that we've never met before or who have never met us before. There's risk involved with that. There's not only risk with the deal itself or the investment opportunity, but even with the company, with the people. And so we're really trying to take this from this concept, this idea that is F Street, and making it concrete for our investors. And we're giving them an opportunity to come here, see the operation, right?
Yep.
Meet us all in person.
Yep.
I could send a month's worth of emails, right, to somebody, and I can condense it down into one day, and you're going to know more about Mitch, or you're going to know more about our company in one day at this event than you'll get out of, a month's worth of emails from us. So I think ultimately that's the goal, is to foster those relationships, whether it's an existing investor, a new investor, somebody who's just kind of thinking about investing. It doesn't really matter, right? Because if you put us in a room with somebody, especially our investor relations team, right, and Scott and whomever, again, it's just it's such a different experience. And so we really, we've come to find that the more we can get face time with our investors, the better, and the more engaging we all are.
And I think what's really cool too is that, over the past 2 years, that we've really gone out and, brought in investors from all over the country. Like you're saying, a lot of investors that do end up investing with us, they may have only seen us on a Zoom call or a Google Meet call, or even just over the phone. And this is a really great opportunity to bring them in, come network with us, with other investors, get them the opportunity. We're going to be going to check out a site that we're developing right now, have dinner, have drinks, get to know each other, right? Build the relationship stronger, because at the end of the day, one of, Scott's main focuses is the investors. Like the investors are our number one group of people. We know that our business is predicated on them, and we want to get them to feel very comfortable with how they're investing with us. Let's kind of talk about a little bit about like the agenda. Like what is the event going to be?
So this agenda, again, a lot of people kind of helping out, putting it together, a lot of moving parts. But I think when it comes off, people are going to be impressed. And what I want everybody to leave with is something tangible, like some idea of what they want maybe for their next step, or what they want to be looking at for their next investment. Whether that's with F Street or not, that's okay. But I think the way that the agenda has kind of formed, we've got sort of this storyline, this path of what kind of investments are available, right? Making sure people understand that there are things that maybe were unattainable 5-10 years ago that are now becoming available, right? And there's a big session with you and Scott on private credit that's going to be, I think you guys are going to knock it out of the park. But private credit used to be this big institutional sort of thing now, and it's something now that anybody can become a part of, and we've got a lot of our team involved with this, but we've also got some amazing outside help with some speakers that are going to be coming in from all over the country, similar to our investor group. And so I'm excited about that too. I think there's going to be some really cool talks on just sort of the macro environment in general, where we kind of see some market trends moving. And again, I think the way that it's structured too, there's going to be a lot of time for one-on-one sessions. And there's going to be a lot of Q&As. And the more engaged people are with this, I think, the more fruitful it's going to be for them.
I think what's really cool too, that it is a 2-day event. First day, we're kind of having everyone come in. It's going to be
that's the Mitch day.
It's my day. That's when I get my time to shine that day. A lot of energy, people hanging out, talking, eating food, having some beers, having some cocktails. That's always, when everyone comes in that first day, that's really cool. And then the second day, we got an event space that we're going to be doing. Again, we have a keynote speaker. We have some other speakers like Mike was saying, Scott and myself. Mike is also speaking on some topics as well. And we're just really want this to be a very engaging part of an event. And also too, we're going to go do a site visit. We have our development in Oak Creek, Wisconsin. That is absolutely amazing to see. We've got a fully basically developed area there in Oak Creek. And then there's also a big development going on as well that we're currently doing. So I think it's just a really great opportunity for investors that are with us, that are thinking of being an investor, to come just get to know us and see what we're doing, and to see the type of operator that we are, the type of jockey that we are. Mike, I want to touch a little bit on, because, for us in this event, this is all about like how we communicate, how transparent we are, how we want to make sure at the end of the day, our investors can get that pillow at night and go to bed feeling good about investing with F Street. I want you to kind of just talk a little bit about, our communication style, our transparency, and just, this summit event kind of encapsulates all of that together. So just kind of touch on that a little bit.
Yeah, I think it really does. I will say, with anything in life, right, the more information you have, the better decisions you can make. Yep. And so for us, look, we strive to be perfect, and maybe we're not always perfect, but I can promise you we're always honest, and we're always going to pick up the phone. So part of what goes into transparency for us is not necessarily making you ask the questions, right? And then, bringing you the information. Then it's showing you our inputs, right? How did we get to here, right? How did we get to the numbers that we're showing for the deals, right? And I think ultimately when our investors have more information, right, they can make better decisions. It helps to lower their risk profile a bit, right? And ultimately, we want people investing in a deal because they do know everything about it, not because they don't, or not because they're being misled about, how great this deal could potentially be. Right. We set our pro formas and we go through a rigorous, amount of due diligence to make these deals work, right? And we say no to a lot of deals. So when we do have that good deal, it's important for us to be able to share all of that with our investors. And I think one of the things I've found with like the summit, just to kind of tie it all together, is the more time we've spent on planning the summit and putting it all together to kind of, obviously there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of people that are involved with this, right? And what'll end up happening is we're going to get one solid day of an event, but it's been going on for months, right? And so with anything, like with any of these deals, right, we want to get information to our investors as simply as we possibly can. And in order to do that, we have to be incredibly rigorous on the back end. So like with this event, right, it's been months and months of planning for one really amazing day. It's the same thing with our deals, right? And so, we put in all the work. We wouldn't do it if it wasn't beneficial to the investor. So we want to share that out. Yeah, I think that's a great way to put it. I think the amount that we say no is huge, right? We're talking to the development guys today. We plan to put 5 LOIs out just today, and the likelihood of us getting one of those is probably small, but you just don't know. But if it is, the amount of work that is going to go into that one deal and the due diligence that we're going to do to make sure that when it is presented to our investors, we then are going to try as clearly and as simply as possible, let them know about that deal, because at the end of the day, it can get hairy sometimes, or complex deals, especially if it's on the development side or on the industrial acquisition side. We want to make sure that they're understanding as best as they can. And I think you also bring a great point up about, we're not just like pushing out an email to people and being like, hey, here's the deal, let us know if you want to get in. Like, we're hopping on calls on a daily basis. We're doing investor roundtables on a weekly basis. We're getting in front of the investors to have them ask their questions, to get them to feel comfortable, and at the end of the day, make a solid investment in that deal and with F Street, to make sure also too, like, again, we want them to feel really, really good at the end of the day. So, Mike, is there anything else that you kind of want to touch on about the summit itself or F Street? This has been a great conversation. I'm super excited about the summit for what it was last year, and what I know the amount of work that we put in this year. To me, I think we're going to just blow it out of the water, like you said. I hope we remember to capture some pictures this year.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
Last year
I'll take some selfies. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Everybody's got a cell phone now. I would say a lot of times when we get new investors in, right, they're wanting to know, well, how can I get information about this, or who can I call about that? And I think one of the things that we've tried to work on and tried to do, and I think we've done a really great job of and grown over time now, is we have so many outlets and so many avenues for people to gather information, and we want you engaged with them, right?
Yep.
Because again, the more information you have,
Yep.
the lower the risk profile becomes. So that's why that's why you have a show like this, right? Or that's why we have the roundtables that we do, and we're putting on those. I don't know, every week, every other week, right? I mean, so there's the investment packets, right? And we try and put all of the information that we can into those investment packets, and we put our phone number, we plaster it everywhere, and say, if you have a question, call us. And so this is just another component of that now, where it's saying, don't just take our word for it on a podcast, or don't just, listen to us on a webinar, or don't just read the packet that we're putting together and emailing out to you. Why don't you come and our door is always open. I open that door every morning when I get here, and it doesn't close until the last person leaves. So that's what this summit is, right? It's saying our doors are open. And come by and get a chance to meet all of us in person. We've all got a little touch of that Midwestern personality and hospitality. And, so I think, it's going to be a wonderful event. I'm hopeful. I'm excited. I am anticipating that what happens is next year we say, all right, now we got to go even bigger. We'll see. We'll see. Who knows? But that's what I think is going to happen. And so, yeah.
I think that it's a great way to kind of end this one out. If you are a current investor and you want to meet other investors that are investing in other deals, come to the summit. If you're thinking about investing, come hang out, invest with us, shake our hand, have a cocktail, have some food. Come check out a site visit with us where you actually can see a development that's some of it is done and some of it is being built. This is just a great way, again, for you as the investor to continue to do your due diligence on growing your wealth, growing your generational wealth. Because at the end of the day, what Mike said, it's up to you to do your due diligence and to understand the types of investments that you're getting in. And we're here to help you with that, whatever we can do. And again, Mike, I think you bring up a great point. Even if it's not with us, right? Like, we want you to invest with us, but even if it's not with us, you're just gaining that understanding, that knowledge of how you can be a better investor, and we're here to help. So, Mike, I really appreciate the time.
Thank you, Mitch.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
It's been a great time, and thank you for everyone who's watching this today. We really appreciate it. October 15th and 16th, the F Street Investor Summit. If you want to learn more, if you'd like to come, please feel free to email me, mitch@fstreet.com, or my phone number is 414-485-0306. Everyone have a great day, and thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.